Hi everyone, I'm Clem and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my October TBR. I have finally figured out this teaching job I'm doing, so I'm planning on reading way more books before the end of the year, and more specifically because I have now a salary and I officially added subscribe on my phone, and so I can listen on Scribe to a lot of audiobooks, and it's going to be way easier for me to read and to read a lot. So I hope I'm going to be more present on booktube and do more things and read more, actually, because this is what I want to do more. So in October there are a lot of readathons, and I'm not sure it's a good idea for me to do a readathon right now, but actually I'm doing two, so yeah, I'm really stupid. So the first one I'm doing this month is the Gilmore Girls readathon. I will link the Twitter page in the description box if you want all the informations. But basically it's a readathon based on the series Gilmore Girls. If you haven't watched this series, then go. It's amazing. It's my favorite series of all time. I watch it all the time with my sister or alone. I know everything by heart. I love this series, and it's a fall series, so I love it. It puts me in the mood for fall, and I love fall. So there are like a series of challenges you have to accomplish in order to complete the readathon. This readathon is running from the 1st of October to the 15th of October. So the first one is pick a book with a school setting. And here I'm going to read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. I really want to continue with my rereading of Harry Potter, so I need to read the second one. And reading Harry Potter in the fall is one of the best feelings in the world, so yeah, I'm going to read Harry Potter. The second one is a book with a strong mother-daughter relationship because of the relationship between Lorelai and Rory. And for this I'm going with Coraline by Neil Gaiman. So this is the story of Coraline, and Coraline just moved in this new house, and it's weird, and her parents doesn't take care of her, and she discovered this little door in the wall, and when she goes through it she discovered this amazing world where her parents are amazing and everything, but actually it's not really what it seems. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. I got this version and I want to read it for Halloween, so I'm super happy that I can include this in this challenge. Next, I have to read a next book in a series I haven't read yet, and for this I'm going to read Rebel by Mary Lou. So this is the very surprising new book in the Legend trilogy, which is one of my fave, so I'm really happy to read this book. Actually, it came out yesterday, so it should be on its way to my house right now, and I'm going to read this really quickly. I don't know what it's about. I read nothing about it. I just want to go blind in it and just enjoy it as much as possible, because this is like a gift. Like, I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm so happy. One of the challenges is to read a book with a complicated love story, and to this I'm going with These Broken Stars by Megan Spooner and Amy Kaufman. So this is, I already talked about it in my previous TBR, but it's like a remake of Titanic but in space, and it's amazing. I love it. I have to read a book written by an Asian author or with an Asian representation, and for this I'm going to read The Red Scroll of Magic. So this is the first book in the new trilogy by Cassandra Clare about Magnus Bane, and he's Asian, so that's working. I don't know a thing about this. I used to know what it was about, but now I don't, because I wanted to read it, then not, then yes, then not, so I'm not sure what it's about. I just know that it's great, actually, and that it's following Magnus Bane and Alec, and that's pretty much it. I also have to read a cozy book that's set during fall or winter, and for this I'm going to read Between Shades of Grey by Rita Supellis. So this book is an historical fiction, not fan fiction, and it's happening during the Soviet war or during the Soviet time, and we're following Lena, and Lena is Lithuanian, and her and her family have to go to a Siberian work camp where they are forced to fight for their life, and basically they are been persecuted by the Soviets, and it sounds to be very sad, just like every other Rita Spettis book. And the last one is to read a book with food on the cover, or with food being an important part of the story, but I don't have one. The only one I could have read is With the Fire on Eye, but I just finished it, so I'm not going to reread it. So I'm going to skip this challenge. And also there is a book group to read, and it's the biography of Lauren Graham, so the actress who plays Lorelai the mom, and it's Talking as Fast as I Can or something like that, but I'm not going to read it also because I'm not interested in reading this, and I have a lot of other things to read. So that's pretty much my TBR for the Gilmore Readathon. The second readathon I'm doing this month is actually the Witchathon, hosted by readathons on Twitter and on BookTube and everywhere. And it's a readathon that's seasonal and based on the different periods of the witch calendar. And I wanted to do this one because it's October and it's the spooky time, and I thought it was a good idea to do this Witchathon now. There are several challenges, but you don't have to do all of them, or you can pick a book for several challenges. It works. And it's running from the 12th to the 26th or 24th. Oh my gosh, I'm so unprepared for this video. It's a catastrophe. But still, I'm going to put in the description box the Twitter for this and the announcement video, but it's not out yet. So just the Twitter, and you can have all the information. It will be super clear and way more understandable than this. But still, here are the books I plan on reading for this readathon. So the first challenge is to read a book that features my heritage, but I can't find a book that features my heritage because I'm French and I don't have any books that are happening in France or with French people, except the ones I already read, but I don't want to read them again. So I'm going to skip this one for now. Maybe before the beginning of a readathon I will have found something and I will let you know. But so right now I don't know what to pick. If you have recommendations about this, please give some to me. I would love to read a book that's happening in France or with French people, but it's not contemporary or romance because I don't want to read romance in October. The second challenge is pick a book where people communicate with the dead. And for this I'm going with Anna Caritas by Patrick Isabelle, and just by rereading what is about, I just figured out that it works for my heritage because it's a French author and it's written in French at the beginning, so I'm going to pick that also for the first challenge. But still, I still want your recommendation if you have some. So yeah, I'm going to pick this one because in this one we're following William Walker, and one day he's doing a seance with his friends and they are contacting someone, but actually this person is a bad person, like an evil spirit. And basically he doesn't really believe in those sort of things like ghosts and spirits and everything, but he has to deal with the fact that it's true because they have to fight someone they're trying to avoid, like someone very evil, and it's Marianne. And just by reading that, I hope it's not the same legend as the one I just watched on Netflix, because I don't know if you have that because it's a French series, but maybe you have it. Marianne, it scared me. Like sometimes I still see her face and it's disturbing, like I can't sleep sometimes. So I really hope it's not the same, because if it is, and if it's well written, I'm going to shit myself. Like, no kidding, this is going to scare me if it's well written. Like I'm interested in this, but also I'm really scared. Next, I have to pick a book that I think will be dark and twisted, and for this I'm going with Soul Kill Girls. Soul Kill Girls is about those three girls, and they're all very different, and they're on this island where everything seems so calm and perfect, but actually girls have been disappearing for decades and they've been taken by this sort of evil or monster that everybody is talking about like a legend, and nobody dared to fight this evil until now. So I feel like those three girls are going either to get captured and fight back, or just fight back in general. So I'm really interested in seeing what it's about, and I'm very intrigued by, is it going to be scary, who is the monster and everything, is it really a fantastic book, or or is it just like, does it have a scientific explanation, or is it just fantasy and horror and imagination? I'm intrigued. The next one is that I have to read a book with a pantheon of deities, I mean with a polytheist religion. So I'm going to read The Last Minos Chase, The Ship of the Dead. So this is the last book in the Minos Chase and the God of Asgard trilogy by Rick Riordan. I really need to read this conclusion because I'm dying to know what's happening, but I never picked this book, so it really needs to happen now. I don't really know what's happening in this one. I just know that where we left, I wanted to pick the book, and where we left the characters, Annabeth, who is Minos' cousin, just told him that it was time for him to meet Percy. So in this one we're going to see Percy again and all the Greek camp people, like half-blood camp people. So I can't wait to see them again and see how everything is going to work out in this one. Like, yeah, I have high expectations and I hope like it will be reached. And last but not least, I have to read a book with a fire on the cover, and for this I'm going with Rune and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, and this is also the conclusion to the Grishaverse trilogy. I've been loving the first two books, even though I have to admit that there are problems and things that really bothers me, like for instance Mal is just a piece of shit. I don't like him. But the ending of the second one really left me wanting more and wanting to know what was going to happen and how everything was going to unravel and end. So I'm really excited for this. I think we can say it's fire because it's a phoenix. Like, come on, it's a firebird, so it's fire. Yeah, I really want to read this book. Oh, sorry, I just got something in this book. So yeah, this is what I want to read. And also there is also a group book for this readathon, and it's Gideon the Ninth. I'm not going to read it because I'm sure I'm never going to be able to fit this book into my TBR. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to read even half of the books I just showed you, so I'm not going to put it on my TBR. But just so you know, if you want to participate, there is a group book. So yeah, now you know. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Also tell me in the comments down below if you're participating in any readathon. I would love to know, and maybe we could chat and give some books recommendation. It could be nice. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye guys.